Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Quick Strikes. My name is Michael Wax, joined as always by my co-host Jake Ricker. Stanley Cup Finals, Game 2. Lightning win 3-2 to tie the series up at 1. Jake, how are we doing today?
Series tied 1-1. I'm a very happy Lightning fan, Michael. I thought that was a really good game overall played by the Lightning. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of positives, a couple of negatives. Let's get into breaking down this one.
Let's get into it indeed. As soon as the game started, the physicality ramped up just like it was at the end of Game 1. Jamie Benn with a very questionable hit on Nikita Kucherov. A lot of Lightning fans were very worried because Kucherov went directly into the locker room after taking some brutal punishment, not just the Benn stuff. That was a high stick as well. We later found out that Kucherov was okay. It was just a visor malfunction. So he was fine for the rest of the game, and he was an impact in those first two goals for the Lightning. Let's talk about the first one first. On the power play, after the power play was chastised in Game 1, and for the majority of the Islanders series, it gets to work. Passing is beautiful between Hedman and Kucherov. Point gets the puck in the slot, roofs it for his 10th goal of these playoffs. Kucherov with his record-breaking assist. But before we talk about that, we'll talk about the point goal, Jake.
Yeah, great job by the Lightning here on the power play. It was some clean, crisp passes. They didn't make too many passes. They didn't try to be too fancy on this one. It was Hedman down to Kucherov who put it right in the slot, right in the wheelhouse for Braden Point. And he threw this one in the perfect spot to get it past Hudobin. And it was a great job by them on this power play to go up 1-0 early. And, the power play has been something we've talked about for a while and how it's something that needs to get better. This was a great start for them to get that ball rolling. Very good job on the power play all around. This is what we want to see going forward from the Lightning.
This is exactly what we want to see from the Lightning. Just as I mentioned before, with this assist, Nikita Kucherov hit 27 points in the playoffs for 2020, giving him the most amount of points in a single playoff in Tampa Bay Lightning history, passing Brad Richards from 2004, who had 26. So, huge congratulations to Kucherov. He would add to his already historic totals later in the game. People say he doesn't show up in the playoffs. I don't really see that narrative, but, great job by Kucherov.
Also, I love the quote from Kucherov after the game on this. Kucherov said, "We're not here to break records. We're here to win a cup." It's such a simple quote, but it means a lot. It shows that he's not even worried about that. That's, way in the back of his head. He's here to win a Stanley Cup. That's his focus. That's leadership quality. I know it may not sound like much, but it really means a lot to see that a player is focused on the ultimate goal here. Because when you can get distracted by some of these things when you're trying to focus on that, and the stakes can creep into your game. Obviously not the case for Kucherov. He was fantastic in this game. Like you said, huge shout out to him. He's been a stellar Lightning player ever since he's joined the team. I can't wait to see what he continues to do through this season and the next.
When you mentioned leadership just there, and whenever I think of Kucherov, I think of him, being a spry 25-year-old. I think of him being a young player. He's been with the Lightning since 2014. He's already 27, I think he might be 28 already. He's been with the team for a really long time. So, you're right, it's a great message that rubs off on the younger kids. People like Vasilevsky, who is younger than Kucherov. People like Sergachev, non-Russians on the team, like and Stevens, and those younger type players like Sorelli. That is a message that you want to instill. It's great that you get personal records because that ends up getting you to your eventual goal of making money and supporting your family. But winning that cup is exactly what hockey players dream about doing since they're 5-6 years old.
Precisely.
And we're not done talking about Kucherov because the Lightning would get a second power play a couple of minutes later, and they would capitalize again. Victor Hedman over to Nikita Kucherov, over to Andre Palat in one of the best passes I've seen in these playoffs. Palat had a wide open net and took a little bit of time, not only to get it from his backhand to his forehand, but probably surprised with how much net he actually had. He gets it by the sprawled out Hudobin, gives a nice little celebration. His 9th goal of the playoffs. Trey keeps scoring. Kucherov and Hedman with the assist once again.
Great job again on the power play here. Like we mentioned on that first goal, and this was a little more of the same. Although I was a little worried while this play was developing because I was saying in my head, like, please shoot the puck. This might be another instance of overpassing the puck. But like you said, Kucherov with a beautiful pass. This is something he does with Stamkos often. It was a great job, put it right in the wheelhouse for Palat. And even though, like you mentioned, Palat is not Steven Stamkos and maybe has a little more trouble getting the puck in the right spot and nearly missing it, Palat has also done a really good job, I think, at filling in for Stamkos. Those are big shoes to fill. And I think he's done a good job to his credit. You got another one there. I loved his celly. I think that was one of the best cellies of the night. So Palat, playoff Palat is back, and I love it. I hope he's here to stay and do more, a couple more games. So great job by Palat. Great job by Kucherov. Beautiful pass, beautiful shot. Bolts up 2-0. They got off to a really good start in this one.
Yeah, and I think one of the problems that we see with the power play, and one of the complaints that we is without Stamkos, when you have those top three guys, you've got Hedman, Kucherov, and Stamkos. Hedman is always at the point. You've got Kucherov in one circle on his strong side. You've got Stamkos on his strong side on the other circle. With Palat, there's a bit of a different mentality going on because it depends on what side of the ice you're on, who gets the puck in their strong spot. And then on the other side, it's really someone that has to, make a sacrifice. So I think that has been one of the problems, that the power play isn't working as effectively. But in this game, they made it work.
Exactly. And Palat's actually kind of becoming that player too, which is nice to see that is starting to earn the respect of other teams. Like, hey, maybe we actually have to watch out for this guy because he can't put the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah. I remember in the Boston series when he scored for 3 straight games, and then they said on the commentary, that's the guy you want shooting the puck if you're the Boston Bruins. It's like, no, it is not. And he has scored 6 goals since then, by the way. But as we go from the 2-0 goal to the 3-0 goal, less than a minute later, the second/third hybrid line of Cirelli, Coleman, and Gaudreau is out there. That was the same line that got the OT winner against the Islanders. And they get the puck against the wall. Kevin Shatner takes a weird little wrist shot. I don't think it deflected anything, but it is too weird to tell if it changed direction. His second goal to playoffs with the Lightning, 3-0. Coleman and Cirelli with the assist.
I thought this one deflected when I first saw it watching this game, but it didn't look like it did in the replay. But either way, it's a good shot by Shattenkirk. But more importantly, a great job by the Lightning by getting bodies in front of the net and taking away Khudobin's eyes. He's been stellar in these playoffs, and every time he's able to see that puck, he generally does a really good job of stopping the puck. So credit to the Lightning here to get bodies in front, take away his eyes, and make that save 10 times more difficult than it would have been if there weren't players in front of the net. So again, Lightning got off to an amazing start in this game. They were played really well all around. This is exactly what we wanted to see from the Lightning here in Game 2.
It's exactly what we wanted to see. And after the 3-0 goal, they kept on pressure, which is exactly what you want to see. And they pressured until the end of the first period, or a little bit before the end of the first period, when Palat took a penalty. So in that period, the score was 3-0 Tampa. The shots were 14-6 in favor of the Lightning. And I think they had to know that the Stars were going to come back in this one, at least pressure back. Very similar to how the Lightning did in period 3 of Game 1. And it was almost identical, both in shots and in effort. If you're the Lightning, that's not really a good sign, but also you only gave up 1 goal this period. And in that goal, Joe Pavelski gets the tip-in goal on a beautiful tip after a couple of players touched it in front. Not really sure who was the face-off winner on that play, but I know it went directly to Radulov, got it over to Klimberg, who then fired it on net, and Pavelski got the tip. His 10th of the playoffs.
I got to give credit to the Dallas Stars on this one. Pavelski made an amazing play fighting off McDonough and somehow getting his stick up in the perfect spot to deflect this goal into the back of the net. No chance for Vasilevsky here, but like I said, credit where credit's due. This was a great play by Pavelski to get that puck and deflect it into the back of the net. The one other problem with this goal was the faceoff. The Lightning were much better on faceoffs tonight. I believe they were 50.4% at the end of the night, but this is one that you're going to want to see the Lightning win in the future because the Stars win this quick faceoff, get a quick shot off, get the puck deflected, it's in the back of the net. These are, especially on the power play, I mean, it seems obvious, but you've got to win those faceoffs so you can try and clear that puck and start killing some time on that power play. But again, credit where credit's due. This was a great play by Dallas.
Yeah, the Stars pushed back on that goal. A couple of great plays by the Stars in that period. That goal was one of them. And they put up 18 shots in the period to the Lightning's 5. So a very similar period to the game 1 and period 3 from the Lightning just in reverse. And then the Lightning did something strange where they hunkered down. They said, no more in that third period. And I know the score was 1-0 in that third period with Marcus Stamkos getting his first goal of the playoffs. But you look at the goal, it was a bit of a fluke. Let's be honest. Jake, we were talking about that before the show started. Radulov gets it over to Klingberg, who then gets his shot blocked. And then Janmark is there to pick up the exchange. Not the best play in the world for Shattenkirk, but, you can't really blame anybody on that goal.
No, and this reminds me of the Yanni Gourde goal the Lightning got in Game 1, where it deflected off his skate and went in. Similar kind of play here. Deflects off Shattenkirk's skate when he's trying to defend off the Stars forward. So, unfortunate bounce. These things are going to happen. The most important thing that you do when these situations do arise is play lockdown defense and make sure that you don't let the opponent take advantage of it and start to build momentum. And the Lightning did a fantastic job of doing just that. They didn't let the Stars pick up momentum and they shut things down.
The Lightning did a great job of shutting down the Stars in period 3, in a period where, they were trailing by 2 in that period, but for the majority of it, they were trailing by 1. And Andre Vasilevsky held strong in the other 4 shots that he had to save. But the Lightning controlled play with 12 shots of their own and have outshot the Stars the entire game. They looked great in that third period. They even had a goal called back. Mikhail Sergachev gets on the board, and then Blake Coleman was deemed to be offsides. By the way, that had no effect on the play whatsoever. Yes, he was offsides, but it had nothing to do with the play. So I'll leave that at that. But final, Lightning win 3-2. Series is now tied at 1. Jake, definitely a weird game.
A very weird game. I thought the Bolts played really good in period 1. Obviously, with that great start going up 3-0, that's what you need to do. Stars definitely took back over, as you mentioned, in that second period. They played physical. They kind of controlled the game again. But then credit for the Bolts here in the third period. They played really good. Something that was really big for them in that third period is their defensive play, which is something we're not used to seeing the Lightning do, where the Stars may have gotten control of the puck and were able to enter the zone. The Lightning didn't let the Stars have any sustained zone time, and the Stars were not able to get any good chances off. So despite them, Lightning not having tons of chances as well, the Stars couldn't get any quality chances off. So credit to the Lightning's defense tonight. They played really well.
Yeah, Lightning's defense was fantastic. We should mention that a lot of the speculation today was around whether or not Steven Stamkos was going to play. And instead, Luke Shen was taken out of the lineup, got hurt. Zach Bogosian was taken out of the lineup for accountability for his game 1 mistake. Jan Rutta is back, which is wonderful to see. I was not a huge fan of Jan Rutta when we originally made that trade for Slater Cuckoo for Jan Rutta. I was a big fan of Slater Cuckoo, so that had something to do with it. Rutta has impressed. I would be more than happy to have him back once again. He was great as Hedman's partner before the shutdown and before he got injured. It is such a refreshing sight to see him back for the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not going to say that he is a more vital piece than Stamkos, but he is at a more premium position than Stamkos at right in the defense.
Right, and this is Rutta's first game back, and he played a really solid game today. When you can get players like that can be consistent and helpful, it's always good to have guys like that back. So Rutta was great. Hopefully we can see him continue to get into the lineup and, improve, as I'm sure he's, still a little rusty after being out for so long. But solid game for Rutta, even though he's not a guy that jumps off at you on the stat page. He still plays a big role for this team and really helping out Victor Hedman as well, who's a huge part of this defense.
Yeah, I'm so happy with how he came back. He got better as the game went on, which is something that you see from a lot of different players. So, a great game all around. There were so many positives from this game. Segueing over to our positives and negatives over during the segment. Jake, like I said, a lot of positives from this game. What are your positives and what is your negative from this game?
I will start with my negative in this game. So as always, we can end on positive notes as we like to do. My negative is basically the end of the second period, or the second period in general in this one. I thought the Lightning kind of sat back and let the Stars take over physically. They got in their heads, they got physical. Goals ended up in the box multiple times, which is something you cannot do, as we've stressed multiple times. So I think if there's something to correct out of this game, it's that second period. You want to play a full 60 minutes. We hear players talk about that all the time. So you need to work on that second period there. Don't let the Stars get into your head and start taking over physically and making you make silly mental mistakes. But overall, it was a good game. But that's my negative from the Bulls. As for my positive, I'm going with the power play here, Michael. The power play was fantastic. If you look at the stats for the power play throughout these playoffs, they were terrible in the first round. I think they were like 0 for 15 at one point. Then they got a little bit of a streak going against Boston. Then that streak carried a tiny bit over into the Islanders games and then was back to terrible again when they just couldn't score on anything. Tonight, though, power play looked like it came back a little bit. They found the groove, but they're just in and out of it, if you know what I mean. So this was a solid night for them, though, too. And it's really good to see. It's a huge help to their game. Obviously, that's how they got off to the 3-0 start. We got to see more of this. If they can continue this, even with Stamkos out, and hopefully Stamkos can come back game 3 or 4 and even more improve this power play, and it'll really help them take over this series.
Yeah, absolutely. The power play has been kind of a blessing and a curse in different parts of these playoffs. One night it can score you 3 goals and win you the game. Next night it will go dry and it will continue that way for the next couple of days. But for my negative, I'm going to go with Kevin Shattenkirk. Playing with Ryan McDonough, would expect Shattenkirk to be in the defensive zone a lot because that's McDonough's job. And he was not very good. And I know he scored a goal, but in the defensive zone, he was sort of a liability. He was, if you're going to blame anybody for the Ring 2 goal, Kevin Shattenkirk is your guy. It was just not a good performance by him. I know he'll bounce back. He always does. For my positive, though, I'm going to go with our boy, the record breaker, Nikita Kucherov. At the beginning of the game, when he got high sticked and then hit up high with no call, and then went to the locker room, I thought, this is going to be a long season without Kucherov. Because say what you want about his laziness sometimes, when he turns it on, he's the best player in the world. And then he decided to come back and be the best player in the world on those 2 power play goals. The passing, the vision from this guy is unreal. And a lot of people are mad at him when he makes passes that they're not a fan of and they get intercepted. But at the same time, he's an offensive dynamo. His defense has gotten better. He was a playmaking machine in that third period when we needed him most. It was a really impressive game from him. A lot of the Lightning forwards were really, really impressive tonight. And I think a lot of the team was really impressive tonight. So I'm very happy with how the Lightning did as a whole. The fact that they are now tied at 1 makes us the best of 5. I like their chances.
Absolutely. I definitely like their chances. They look really solid tonight. Lots of positives from this game. Series is tied 1-1. So here we go into game 3. Lightning will need to continue to do what they do here in the second period, but not too much to complain about. This is going to be a fun series, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am as well. Jake, do we have anything else for Game 2 of this Stanley Cup final?
I think that just about do it. I do actually, though, want to give a quick shout out to one of our viewers, Camden, who has been a long-time viewer of us, always commenting on our videos. By the time you're watching this video, it will be her birthday, so happy birthday to Camden. Thank you for your support on our videos.
Happy birthday, Camden. Hopefully the Lightning, as a belated birthday present, can get you a Game 3 victory, get you a series lead. But if that'll do it for this video, thank you so much for watching. Don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow us on Twitter at @Bay_Vault for news notes and game updates every single game. There's only 5 more games at most left in this season, so make sure you subscribe to us on Twitter or follow us on Twitter for those game updates. Once again, for Mike Wax and Jake Recker, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you after Game 3 with the Lightning hopefully up 2-1 in the series. Take care, guys.
Go Bolts!